To get upset about it, so I'm very pleased with your response on this. So let's get the unpleasantness out of the way and read out the official guest list right here from the stage. I've tried, and it's in your interest to pay attention here, because I'm afraid if your name ain't on this official guest list, I'm afraid you're going to have to buy a ticket. Unless you already got one, obviously. Then you don't have to buy another one, not a fucking animal. But listen carefully to the official guest list. I've tried to make it as entertaining as I can, and it wasn't difficult in this case, because everybody I know in the Hackney area, their names rhyme with each other. What's the chances? It's everybody's looking at. Listen carefully, the official guest list. Here's the Who's That Are You In It, Duke McGuinness and his photo finishers, Chandler Burr with a bucket of myrrh, a murderer in human fur, a one-man racial slur, better not forget her. Charlie Davidson and his, yes, Harley Davidson, Nevada Bob and his lazy long, Argyle Pete and his stocking feet, J.R. Justice and the VIPs, anybody who speaks Maltese, Wayne Newton, his sister Fig, Roger Scruton and Mr. Big, Jerry Hall, she's very tall, and all of her Uncle Tom covers on off on the album, at all, Get Carter, Frank Sinatra, Jeffrey Archer and his sudden departure, Clint Bilton, Clarice Hilton from east of Sweden, Peter Stilton, Jack Shitton, the Zeros, borderline unpleasant heroes, Jimmy Zilch and the Scandaleros, Billy Goss Sombreros, Zorba and his Hellenic Shapiros, Sad Clown and his tragic Piros, Clint Prince Baron, the Emperor Ming, Big Ted, the Kidney King, El Vengador, Ilos Vengadores, Little Ronaldo, his sister Dolores, her cakes are very Moorish. I've met anybody who knows my brother, but anybody who says she's the mother of any child I might have sired who ain't my wife, and yet she's wired. If you're letting her, I'm afraid you're fired. I'm mugging you off as I make this mark. Oh, friendly cake by Dr. John Cooper Clarke. Thank you. Well, I circumnavigated the globe 9 times, reciting poetry all the way. And I get asked a lot of questions on my travels, often questions I can't answer. What is occasional furniture the rest of the time, for instance? Why only one monopolist commission? If Jesus was Jewish, why the Spanish name? How deep would the sea be if there weren't any sponges down there? And so on. But whenever I'm asked any question at all, I'll level with you. I answer in the existential. Why? Because, to be honest, I'm an existentialist. Most of my friends are existentialists. Well, it's company for me. So whenever I'm asked any question at all, I answer in the existential. It's a knee-jerk reaction, a Pavlovian, if you will. I'll turn into a meringue. Not really, I was trying to be flip. The point is, I'm an existentialist, so I answer in the existential. So here's always the first cab off the rank, question-wise, wherever I go on my travels around the globe. Dr. Clarke, how did you get here? It's always the first question I get asked. And I answer obviously in the existential for the aforementioned reasons. And what do you mean, how did I get here? Same as anybody else. Why ask? My mother and father loved each other very much. They went courting, then they got engaged, then they got married, one thing led to another. Nature took its course. Bingo, same as anybody else. Why ask? There you go again, Dr. Clarke, off on your existentialist tangent once more. When we posited the question, how did you get here? We merely wish to ascertain what method of transport you employed. Why didn't you say so? In that case, in the best kind of car known to man. No, not a larder. The difference between a larder and a Jehovah's Witness, you can shut the door on a Jehovah's Witness. No, the best kind of car to drive is obviously a hire car. For these very reasons, these are the social advantages inherent in the rented vehicle as itemised hereunder. Double park, don't lock the door, push the pedals through the floor, give it loads and then some more. It's a hire car, baby. Grip the stick, grind the gears, watch that distance disappear, it'll be yours in 1,000 years. It's a hire car, baby. Hire car, why would anybody buy a car? Bang it, crank it, say ta-ta. It's a hire car, baby. Bad behaviour on the street, save yourself a couple of sheets, collision waiver, keep it sweet. It's a hire car. Shoulder smoker, no respect, bump it, dump it, call, collect. What else did the firm expect? It's a hire car, baby. Hire car, why hot wire a car? Whenever you require a car, hire a car, baby. Drive the motherfucker anywhere just like you don't care. Put it down and wear and tear. It's a hire car, baby. Pray the person who hired it last did not drive it quite this fast. This dagger and dodge and will not last. It's a hire car, steaming like a samovar from the front bumper to the spoiler bar. Hire car, baby. Try not to kill yourself or injure anybody else. Don't forget to fasten your belts. Rent it, dent it, bang it, prang it, bump it, dump it, scorch it, torch it, crash and burn it, don't return it. Lost deposit, let them earn it. Who cares? It's on the firm. It's a hire car, baby. Rented, man. Anybody that's ever seen anybody's ever seen me before? Yeah. Well, probably. Well, you can testify to the rest of them. But I've been, thanks for not pointing this out, you probably noticed I've been piling on the pounds lately. Thanks for not pointing that out. I know how bad it is. I fell downstairs last Monday. My wife thought EastEnders had finished early. Thanks for not pointing that out. I know how bad it is. There's a reason for this dramatic weight fluctuation. And the reason is this, it's since I quit using narcotics. Now I can't go back to Manchester where the non-therapeutic use of narcotics is virtually compulsory. If I see anybody I know, it's the same old cry. Hey, Dr. Clarke, get back on drugs, you fat fuck. They're not being helpful, frankly. To the point where I wrote a poem about it. This one's called, spookily enough, Get Back on Drugs, You Fat Fuck. When I go back to Longridge Park, does anybody wish me good luck? All they say is, hey, Dr. Clarke, get back on drugs, you fat fuck. Get back on drugs, you fat bastard. Get back on drugs, you fat fuck. We only like you when you're plastered. Get back on drugs, you fat fuck. They say I'm piling on the pounds, but that ain't the reason I suck. Well, put the donut down and get back on drugs, you fat fuck. Get back on drugs, you fat degenerate. Get back on them, you schmuck. You're the size of a minor emirate. You were good once, but I don't remember it. Get back on drugs, you fat jumping Jehoshaphat. Get back on drugs, you fat prick. Cheers. Don't bother pointing, thank you very much. Don't bother pointing out that schmuck don't rhyme with prick. I didn't get where I am today not noting the phonetic dissimilarity between the word schmuck and prick. But you see what I did there? I subverted the phone in order to point up a higher truth. But these long rambling poetical sagas are all very well, aren't they, ladies and gentlemen? When really, very often, in the world of poetry, as in many artistic endeavours, sometimes, very often, less is more. Unless you're Phil Spector, in which case, let more. There's always more. But he's out of action right now, so it looks like the minimalists won the day. I embraced minimalism in 1958 upon reading a volume of poetry by Mr. Gary Snyder, who's the head of the Haiku Society now, and back then was king of the beatniks. I was a very impressionable child, and I read a volume of his poetry, and from his poetry I ascertained that he was walking in the footsteps of the Buddha. And I thought, you know, okay, I can dig this. And that the message I took away from it was this, that material possessions merely provided a roadblock on the highway of enlightenment. and I determined to rid myself of any extraneous worldly possessions. As an 8-year-old, it wasn't difficult. I tried to carry it into adult life with some degree of success, to the point where 3 years ago I was in a position to verify my lifestyle choices in this regard, for I was appearing at the Glastonbury Festival on the same time as the king of minimalism himself, the Dalai Lama. So I made it my business to get introduced to His Majesty the Dalai Lama. Me and my man Johnny Goodrow, as I've got to get in touch with the head guy here. What I don't know what that guy, you know, the one with the non-threatening Islamist beard. I don't know what his name is. Farmer Giles. You know what? Is he brainish? Or a very assimilated jihadist? One of the two. One of the two. So I made it my business to get in touch with him anyway, whatever his Farmer Giles, let's say, for convenience. I don't think it is Farmer Giles. I'll be honest with you. Don't goggle it on your Skype, Farmer Giles. You come up with nothing. Possibly a hemorrhoid preparation. We won't tell you anything about Glastonbury. So anyway, my God, so we tracked him down. There he was, up to his knees in animal orchard. Tracked him down. And my good man, you know, far be, excuse me, far be it from me to drag you away from your onerous, bucolic responsibilities. Please forgive me. How rude of me. Allow me to, there's no reason why you should know who I am, sir. Allow me to, my name's Dr. John Cooper Clarke, arguably the most elegant poet in the English language alive today. But that's not important right now. The point is, you're in a position to introduce me to the Dalai Lama for personal reasons of a spiritual nature. It's how wrong you are, Dr. Clarke, said Farmer Giles. How wrong you are, sir. Your reputation precedes you, sir. Please do not be misled by my beshitten raiments. For I am the proud owner of a library card, and I'm well aware of your finesse. In the world of poetry, sir. And I'll make it my business to introduce you to the Dalai Lama and consider it a privilege to do so, sir. And that horny-handed son of the sod was as good as his word. For 40 minutes later, there I was introduced to the Dalai Lama. We shook hands, and the whole of my right-hand side sobered up. And that's what I told him, what I've just told you now, that I've embraced minimalism, 1958, Gary Snyder, blah, 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 all that noise, the highway of enlightenment, and all that, you know, got rid of all my earth. I said, long story short, I've got it down to, I've been divesting myself from material possessions since 1958. Long story short, Your Excellency, I've got it down to a George Foreman grill and a bottle of disinfectant. What do you think? His reply, I've only ever forgotten it once. He said, Jesus, Clarke, you want to get some shit? So with that in mind, anyway, I'm a minimalist in poetry sometimes, not always, as you've seen from the previous long rambling service, but sometimes, as I say, less is more. Take the limerick. I've circumnavigated the globe 9 times, reciting limericks all the way, and take it from a professional. That's the punter's choice. Everybody loves a limerick. What's not to like? 5 lines. It's not going to take up much of your time. 5 lines with a filthy payoff on a complete financial refund. Checks may not be honoured. And take this one, right? I can't claim authorship. I can't take blame nor credit for this one. Why? Because it's the oldest poem in the English language. Not the oldest living, the oldest poem in the English language. You'll see what I mean when I recite it to you. This one's 1,000,000 years old. This one's etched in stone. Think about it. I didn't write this, but it's the oldest poem in the English language. But there was a man in Belgrave, found a dead hooker in a cave. He said, it's disgusting, she only needs dusting, and look at the money I'll save. You see how that's that's the oldest poem in the English language. If you don't like it, don't blame me. Blame some caveman.
Can you say it again, please?
Well, that's still true today. That's still relevant today. You can see it's a true story. Look at the ingredients there. You've got the oldest profession, prostitution. You've got the oldest architecture, caves. Prostitution plus architecture equals bordellos, and they've been trying to stamp them out ever since for 1,000,000 years. Without any success, obviously. As long as wealthy, unattractive men require sex, there's always going to be prostitutes. And have you ever tried to demolish a cave? Well, have you? You could get all the dynamite in the world, push that plunger down, you'll just create another 74 caves somewhere else. It can't be done. So that's as true today as it was then. As long as you've got hookers and caves, that sort of thing is going to happen, I'm afraid. Probably happening right now in the Carpathian Mountains, Mitchell Europe, or Snowdonia. Why travel? Fucking Snowdonia. Knock it back. What else are they going to do around there? I don't want to get you down anyway about it, but see what I mean about that's a true story, but this one isn't true. This is the limerick that proved to me that just because something rhymes doesn't mean it's true. It's a hard lesson, that, isn't it? I don't want to shatter your relief. I know nobody could be more upset about that than me. But I've had to come to terms with it. Now it's your turn. And this is the limerick that proved to me that not everything that rhymes is true. And I'm no detective. Not unless you count that 35 years I spent working for Scotland Yard Forensic Division. But I know when a story's full of holes, and see what you think. I'm going to forsake my trademark machine gun delivery for this one, because it's important. I'm going to give it you fact by fact, line by line, and then I'm going to tell you why it's a work of fiction. Sounds plausible, see what you think. A woman in Amsterdam went for a ride on a tram. She cheated the conductor, who turned around and fucked her. And now she's pushing a pram. See, on the surface it's quite amusing. It's got that Schadenfreude thing about it. Thank God it wasn't my sister sort of thing. I understand why it might bring out laughter. It even sounds plausible on the face of it, doesn't it? Full of holes. Listen, I've been to Amsterdam, so you don't have to. I've been to Amsterdam, and I know they're free and easy about public sex in most of Europe, Amsterdam in particular, but that's ridiculous. I've been to Amsterdam, I've availed myself of the public transport on offer in that city, 2/3 of which is provided by trams. What I'm trying to say is they're running 365 days per year, 24/7. They're very rarely empty. I don't think this would have gone unremarked, even in licentious Amsterdam, surely. Somebody would have said something about that chain of events. Specimen conversation. I check this route regularly, and yet this does not usually happen. To which his fellow traveller might reply, I think she cheated him. But that brings up the moral question of, is that an appropriate punishment? And as we've seen, it's had social consequences. What with the plan. But don't worry about it, because it never happened. But that, for all those reasons. This one here, last word on the limericks. This is one I guarantee never happened. What makes me so sure? I made it up. Two ugly sisters from Fordham took a walk one day out of boredom. On the way back, a sex maniac jumped out of the bush and ignored them. Yeah, anyway, you think you can't get less than a limerick. This last word on minimalism in poetry right now. Last word on it. I wrote this a couple of months ago, actually. But I'm a minimalist, but I'm a rhymer, so that means I can't write less than a two-liner. Otherwise, what's the second line that I rhyme with when there wasn't a first line in the first place already? You see the stylistic problems that might throw up. So this is my magnum opus, minimal-wise, a two-liner. But don't expect, if you're a, by the way, I'm not prohibiting any blank verse aficionados that are minimalists. By all means, go ahead and write your one-line masterpiece, you stingy bastard. Version goes like this. And don't expect to hear this one on Poetry Please this Sunday afternoon or any other Sunday afternoon, because it's a sore point at the BBC. It concerns aberrant sex, and I call this one necrophilia. Fed up with foreplay and all that palaver. Abracadabra. How long we got, guys?
10 minutes!
Not an existential question.
2 hours!
Okay, we better get back to the long poetic, rambling poetical Dickensian type sagas here. There's a few people I recognise from 2 centuries ago, and you might like this one. I know I've been occupying the topper echelons of the album charts lately, but here's one for the bowling club. And this one goes back a bit. This one's called Beasley Street. So it's compulsory in every school in the country. I couldn't be happier about that. Beasley Street like this. Far-flung crazy pavements crank the sound of empty rooms, a clinical arrangement, a dirty afternoon when the fatal germs of Mr. Freud are rendered obsolete. The legal term is null and void in the case of Beasley Street. In the cheap seats where murder breeds, somebody's out of breath. Sleep is a luxury, they don't need a sneak preview of deadly nightshade. As your flower manslaughter your meat. Spend a year and a couple of hours on the edge of Beasley Street. In the boarding house in the bed sits full of accidents and fleas. Somebody gets it where the missing persons freeze. Wearing dead men's overcoats, you can't see their feet. This red joint shuts, opens up right down on Beasley Street. Cars collide, colours clash. Disaster movie stuff for the man with a Fu Manchu moustache. Revenge is not enough. There's a dead canary on a swivel seat. There's a rainbow in the road. Meanwhile on Beasley Street, silence is the mode. It's hot beneath the collar. An inspector calls. The perishing stink of squalor impregnates the walls. The rats have all got rickets. They spit through broken teeth. A bloodstain is your ticket. One way down Beasley Street. The hips are in his haircut. Drive a borrowed car. It looks like the Duke of Edinburgh, but not that mounted. Oh, AP policy. What's that three-piece suite? When shank catch a grain and crocodile ski. The scene on Beasley Street. The kingdom of the blind. Mr. Magoo is king. Beauty problems are redefined. The doorbells do not ring. Light bulbs burst like blisters. It's the only form of heat where a fella self-assisted down the middle of Beasley Street. The boys are on the wagon. The girls are on the shelf. Their common problem is that they're not someone else. The dirt blows out. The dust blows in. You can't keep it neat. It's a fully furnished dustbin. 16 Beasley Street people turn a poison quick as lager turns to piss. Sweethearts are physically sick every time they kiss. It's a sociologist's paradise. Each day repeats. Uneasy, cheesy, greasy, queasy, Beasley Street. Thank you. You want to hear about the makeover? We went round there, you know, we visited that area because like that Hawksmoor Beach, and she says you've got to look after your ends, yeah? So we went back there. We went back there with some money from Urban Splash, Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen and a couple of lifestyle gurus. Now you just wouldn't know the place. You want to hear about the makeover? Sure you do. And this one's written in exactly the same tune as the last one for your ease and convenience. Low slung, shady basement gaps, rooms of empty sound, strip ribbon casements with Venetians halfway down. It's the Hoxton Fin with a nervous trim and a fragrant disregard. Urban Splash Art, Ghetto Gym, Beasley Boulevard, slate, glutted, sated, hunger has no home. Pampered, preen, patinated in a multicultural kind of tone. Looking good, lose that hood or lose your loyalty card. Here comes the neighborhood, Beasley Boulevard, Noodle Bars, Poodle Palace, Studio Bronze-esque. Somebody saw the Prince of Charles in an Alfred E. Newman mask. Anything could happen, but it hardly ever does. There's a pub, but the regulars are bad. Nobody there, a harsh old buzz round Beasley Boulevard, the Mall, the Mall, whatever you want to call it, serves that glittering hoard with choice enticements, wall to wall, attractive then ignored. You want a shop where you don't need a cop and nobody swipes your card for a fair deal and a bit on top. Beasley Boulevard, there's the fat man's grocer, the pop's outfitter, the drunkard's licensee. That guy who's giving everyone the jitters who's never been on TV. Never been on TV, you say, how very avant-garde. Black and white turns pink and grey round Beasley Boulevard. Stringent disinfectant with a most intrusive scent, wreaking violence on anyone of an olfactorial bent. While health and safety the best in, and the guys from Scotland Yard keep the area free from sin. Now Beasley Boulevard, top of the range, raging, change, long gone, overdue. The cops are gone, it's pale and strange with a whole new type of view. Slightly better than paradise if you don't look too hard. Made over nice and nice. A B&B you wouldn't be without BBC. Did a DVD about BB King. Did a thing about the garden of Eden in every yard. A phone box clear of hookers' cars. They guts to promenade. On Teasy Weezy, easy peasy, Beasley Boulevard. Custom Beasley, million easily, Beasley Boulevard. That's the one, baby. That's the one, baby. I love to do this one. Why? Because, yeah, this one, I love this one. This one was very good for me. It appeared on the back credits of the penultimate episode of The Sopranos. Yes. So, I'm a big guy. I don't even want to do the poem. I want to eat a nice pasta pavone. Drink a glass of cream soda. Glass of Mountain I'm busting my ass. Hey, shut up, you mouth. Liam Hem's gonna bust you in the lobanza. But seriously, let us recite for you. Thanks for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Evidently chicken sound. Magazine. Me and Sonia, Kirsty, Exile. Oh, goddamn posse. Like this. Thanks for showing out, kids. The fucking got, the fucking keep, the fucking keep it, fucking clean, the fucking cheats, the fucking swine, the fucking draws, the fucking land, the fucking fun, the fucking games, the fucking scummy, fucking blade. He's nowhere to be fucking found. Anywhere in chicken town, the fucking friend is fucking lane, the fucking lane, the fucking lane, the fucking lost, the fucking found, stuck in fucking chicken town. The fucking scene is fucking sad, the fucking news is fucking bad, the fucking wind is fucking surf, the fucking speed is fucking surf, the fucking jokes are fucking death. Don't make me fucking laugh. It fucking hurts to look around. Anywhere in chicken town, the fucking rain is fucking late. You fucking late, you fucking late, fucking fast, fucking chicken town. The fucking fish are fucking on, the fucking chips are fucking cold, the fucking beer is fucking flat, the fucking flats are fucking fast, the fucking clocks are fucking wrong, the fucking days are fucking long. It fucking gets you fucking down. Everybody chicken town. Thanks for listening, ladies.